We're going to create another main element with the class of cart-section. Here we'll create an H1 element, and we're just going to hard code in a style with a color of black. This we just wanted to say cart. Next we want to create an anchor element, and here we want to navigate back to our index.html page, and we're going to say here continue shopping. Create a div element with a class of row, another div with a class of cart-items, followed by another div with a class of pricing-container. Create a div with a class of product-in cart. Create an image element, make the src equal to the same image from earlier. So we'll just say watch 1, and then we'll type watch as our alt. Create another div with a class of product-info, and create 2 paragraph elements within that div. In the first paragraph element, we're going to say title, and then in the second one, we're going to say item number, and then we'll just put 1. Underneath our product in cart, we need to create a product in cart left div, and I'm going to Control X this and simply put it down here where it needs to go. And now you guys can see I have the correct layout. Underneath our product in cart left, what I need to do is create another div with the class product in cart dash right. Create another div here. Inside of this div, we want a paragraph element that says each, followed by a div with a class of price. Create an attribute called data dash unit dash price. And for now, this will be 1. Another div with the class of quantity. Create a label element for our quantity. Specify quantity as our text here. Create a select element. The name needs to be quantity. We need a class of quantity-select, followed by an ID of quantity. Next, we need to create some options for this select input, and the value for this is going to be 1, and then the option to select here is going to be 1. And what we need to do is copy this and go ahead and paste it 3 more times. And we need to change each one of these values to a new value. So I'll go 2 and then 3, and then the last one is going to be 4. Underneath our quantity div here, I'm going to paste our FAX icon from Font Awesome. Inside of our pricing container div, we're going to create an H3 element that says order summary. Create a div with a class of subtotal. Here we're going to have an H3 that says subtotal, and then we want a div that says price right here. Div, and we're simply going to put a 0 right here. Another div with the class of shipping, an H3 that says estimated shipping, and a div that says free. Div with a class of tax, H3 that says estimated tax, and a div simply with a placeholder of 0. Another div with the class of total, an H3 that says estimated total, a div with a 0. Then we want one more div, and inside of this div we want to create a button with a class checkout dash button that says checkout. And now you guys can see the structure here. Navigate back to your styles, and we're going to scroll up, and just before the navigation styling starts, we want to add our cart styling, and we're going to start with our cart dash section class. Change our display to flex. Our flex direction needs to be column with a gap of 1 rem, and our padding is going to be 8 rem by 3 rem, 3 rem, 3 rem, followed by a max width of 80 rem. Margin of auto. Target our continue dash shopping class. Change our color to black. Target our continue dash shopping class and change our color to black. And you guys are going to see that's not taking effect because we didn't actually add our class to that anchor element. So I'll go back to our cart.html and simply add a class and make it equal to continue shopping. You guys can see that. Now we can target our row, change our display to grid, use our grid template columns, 2FR by 1FR, a gap of 4 rem, and a margin of 2 rem by 0. Now we can target our cart items class, change our display to flex, our flex direction to column, and we want a gap of 2 rem. Target our cart items paragraph element and the label in our quantity class. Change our margin to 0, 0, 1 rem by 0. Target our cart dash items image and change our width to 10%. Target our product in cart class, change our display to grid, change our grid template columns to 2FR by 1FR, and justify our content as space evenly, followed by a gap of 1 rem, padding bottom of 2 rem, and we want to include a border bottom of 1 pixel solid and this color code. Now we want to target our product in cart again, but we want to target nth child of 1, so that's going to be the first element with this class. For this one, we want to get rid of these, change padding bottom to padding top, change border bottom to border top. Now we want to target the product in cart left and our product in cart right, change our display to flex and our gap to 2 rem. Next, target our quantity class, change our display to flex, our flex direction to column, target our quantity select class, font size of 1 rem and a padding of 0.5 rem. Target our quantity select option and change our font size to 2 rem. Target our icon by using its FA-X class and change our cursor to a pointer. Now you guys can see that we're not getting the proper spacing, and the reason is because here at our cart section class is I need to get rid of this last attribute here. You guys will see the correct spacing now. Now we need to style our pricing. Targeting our pricing dash container, change our display to flex and our flex direction to column. Change our background color to this color and add a padding of 1 rem, a gap of 1 rem, and a border radius of 0.2 rem. Target our subtotal class, our total, tax, and shipping. Change our display to flex, and we want to justify content space between. Next, we want to target just our subtotal, tax, and shipping, so we'll get rid of our total here. Change our font size to 0.8 rem. Target our total, change our font size to 1 rem, our font weight to bold, and we want to have a border top 1 pixel solid followed by this color. And then for each one of these, we also need to align the items to the center. Target our pricing container H3 element and just change our margin to 0. Then to our total, we're going to go ahead and specify a font family of Arial and a padding top of 1 rem. Target our checkout dash button, change our width to 100%, add a padding of 1 rem by 2 rem, font size of 1.2 rem, and a color of white. Background color, we want this to be black. Change our border to none, our border radius to 4 rem. Now we need to go back down to our media query, the last one of 767. Target our row class, change our grid template columns to 1FR. Target our pricing container, change our width to 80% with a margin of auto. And now you guys can see that in our cart page, we have the items set up. Tap here to see what happens next.